joined now by Steve Melewski in Seattle, MASNsports.com, covering the Orioles out there. Steve, how about Miranda? And also I hear that Pedro Alvarez might be being moved, at least for a brief period of time. Explain, please.
Well, Tom, the roster, as we know, ever-changing, even when the Orioles have to bring a player from the East Coast to the West Coast. But they got him here. Ariel Miranda will pitch out of the bullpen today. You noted his last 3 starts at Norfolk, 19 scoreless on 7 hits, really throwing well. And Tyler Wilson has been optioned. And Buck Showalter said today he wants to give him a little break. He wasn't specific on how long, but he wants to freshen up his arm. He's thrown over 100 innings, counting spring training. Pedro Alvarez has had a death in the family. He's going to fly home to the Dominican Republic after today's game and be placed on bereavement leave. That will allow the Orioles to replace him on the roster. It sounds like they're going to add a player currently on the 40-man. Christian Walker, a candidate. Ariel Alvarez, a candidate. They could even add a pitcher to replace Alvarez, who will likely, Tom, miss the entire Dodgers series, rejoining the team on Friday.
Now, how about the halfway point now? The Orioles play their 81st game so far this season. They have a 4-game lead over the Boston Red Sox. What are your impressions of the pluses and the minuses for this year so far for the Birds?
Well, you know, I wrote about it this morning, Tom. It's very interesting. The rotation, we know, has been springing leaks and has been a concern throughout the year. I mean, the rotation ERA right now is up to 5.07. That's its highest point since late April, and yet the Orioles are on a 94, 95 win pace right now. It could be 96 with a win today. At the halfway mark, they will lead the division by at least 3 games. They have a 4-game lead beginning play today. So I think overall they're very pleased, but they also know, Tom, that they can't keep outscoring the rotation. They're going to have to make some improvements there, either from within or Dan Duquette, we know, will be looking for some potential deals in July.
Now, Steve, we know Darren O'Day made it as a setup man to the All-Star game last year. How about Brad Brach with the setup work that he's done this year? What are his chances of making it to the All-Star game for this season?
I'll tell you what, he has a clubhouse full of players rooting for him. They love Brad Brach. They love the work he's done this year. His resume is outstanding. Let's look at some of the numbers. And, you know, last year, Darren O'Day made the All-Star team as a non-closer reliever, and his stats and Brach's stats right now are about identical. Brad Brach is right there with Darren O'Day. I mean, his ERA is a little better. The whip is great. He's striking batters out. He's throwing 3+ pitches over the plate, and he's just had a great first half, Tom. A lot of strong candidates to make the All-Star team in the Oriole clubhouse, but if Brad Brach makes it for the first time in his career, that would be very exciting for him and his teammates who are rooting him on.
I guess we'll find out on Tuesday about whether Brad Brach makes it as an All-Star for the 2016 season. Our thanks to Steve Melewski. Does a great job covering the Orioles both on the major minor league level from MASNsports.com.